This is a quick demo of how I set up a Target Sandbox environment so that any test that gets saved is treated as active. So this is helpful for working on or debugging tests without having to activate them or copying and pasting preview links everywhere. So I have a staging environment to this website just at the staging subdomain. And I have this page here called Target Sandbox, and inside of Target Sandbox, there's an mbox called Target Sandbox that fires. And the way I have this in staging environment set up so that all activities are treated as live, I have to do a couple different things. So the first thing is under Target Administration and Environments, you have the opportunity to create environments and tell Target how you want to treat activities that are served in those environments. So I think just by default, you get staging, development, and production. So if I go and click on the staging one over here, it actually brings up this little option called activity mode. And in here, I can say, either active activities, which is exactly what it sounds like. Only active activities are served. But there's also this option called active and inactive activities. So what that means is that any activity that is saved is treated as live. So that can be really helpful for quickly working on stuff without having to jump back and forth between preview activities or preview links, like I said. And it saves you it's sort of like an extra security step in that you can also work on things without having to activate them. So to tie this environment ID to a specific website, there's two things I have to do. The first is I have to create a separate data stream. You can also do this with no, you can't do it in overrides. No. So you have to create a separate data stream and then you override the data. Okay. So I have a data stream here called Perpetual Digital Staging. This is my prod one down here. So if I go in here, I have Target activated and everything is going to be the same except this Target environment ID is going to be my staging ID. And that staging ID again says that activity mode is active and inactive activities. So then I tell inside of my web SDK extension and subsequently behind the scenes and on my website, I'm having the staging domain serve the staging data stream. So within this data stream, any Target activity that I save is going to be treated as active. So what does that actually look like? So if I go here, if I go to this Target Sandbox, I have this request personalization. Let's see if we can see the scope here. If I can find this scope. So I have a decision scope, which is an mbox called Target Sandbox. So let's just keep that, and we'll hop over to Target, and I'll make a new activity with that. I like to use the form composer just so that I'm very explicit with what I'm doing. This is especially true at large implementations where you don't want to rely on the global mbox because cross-contamination and bad stuff can happen. Anyway, so default workspace, I only have my one property. And let's just say Target Sandbox. Let's just say Target Sandbox. And behind the scenes, I'm just going to send something called color here, and that's going to be red, and that's just going to change the background color of the site. So I'll make that, and we'll duplicate this. And we'll change this to blue just so we can prove that we're switching stuff up. Okay, we'll call this background colors. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to delete this anyway. Save. My primary goal is page views. Okay, so now when I hit save here, this activity is going to be treated as active only on my staging domain. So fingers crossed, save this. When I refresh this page, that mbox or that decision scope is going to go out and it's going to return color and it's going to change the background color. So we got the red one. That's because, again, staging this subdomain is treated as if all activities are live. So I don't have this live. So if I go to the live version of this, nothing's going to happen. But again, on the staging one, see if I can get the blue version. No. One more time. Nope, all red. It's probably trying to keep me in there. So this is inactive, and so it's only gonna work on the staging site and not on the regular one. But if I activate this, this will turn on for the regular one. Let's see if I can get the blue one. Nope. Nope. One more time. Nope. Okay. So yeah, I have this staging environment where all activities, regardless of their active or inactive status, will be treated as active. So now I can go in here and let's actually change the red one. And change the red one to green. And again, this is inactive, so when I refresh this, we should get green. There we go. All right, thanks.